Let's get real, you guys. Manifestation for some has turned into a full-time job. You meditate, you journal, you visualize, and you're still wondering, why is this not working? Well, if you're here and this is you, you might actually not be broken. If you think you are, you're not broken. You might be manifesting from survival instead of safety. So, what we're going to do today is, even if you're new to manifestation or you don't like the word manifestation, but you're trying to create something in your life, a better job, or just harmony in the home, or you just want to step into a new role, into something, or create something, this is all manifestation. And I have spent hours working not only on myself and with my clients and teaching this to a lot of people. And for a lot of people, especially those overgivers, doer, avoidant type of people that so many of us are today, and again, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just a different way how we manifest, is I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey into how manifestation actually affects you. So what I'm going to do is I am going to try and work on my iPad today, which means is I'm going to use my whiteboard. Now, I'm not too sure about how good this is going to be, but we're definitely going to give it our best shot, and I think we can all see this now. So for most people, what happens is, let's just, and my guys, my drawings are special. I can paint, but when it comes to stickmen and drawing and whiteboarding, oh, it is horrible. But you guys are going to get the answers you need. So what I want you to think of, some people, when they manifest, right, is they manifest from, let's just give it a color, from their mind, like this. Okay, I'm just going to put their mind. All right. Other people, what they do is they manifest from their energy. Let's put that there. Their energy. All right. And for a lot of people, when these two things aren't working well, you might find that it is their nervous system that is blocking their manifestation. Now, your nervous system, let's quickly make it like this. Your nervous system, all right? And I'm just going to put NS for nervous system like that. And this part is actually like a little Wi-Fi signal. And this is the part that sends messages out into the universe on a vibration, on a frequency level. So what is actually happening here is, when your body feels unsafe, right, it puts you into mute mode. In other words, you can't be projecting what you want because you feel you're unsafe. Worse yet, you might be calling in more of the things you don't want into your life because you're not feeling safe. You might be in survival. And this can be quite something for a lot of us. It's kind of like that. Have you guys know that beach ball of doom that you get on the Mac? It's kind of like scrolling, or you're watching Netflix and you kind of buffer, right? You kind of have this buffering effect. Well, think of it like that. So who's this message for? And I'm going to clear this out. The message is mostly for people who's overgiving, who is working and giving so much to everybody else. They eventually feel resentful. They get kind of really stuck in their way. So imagine for a second that this was a battery, cool battery, right? And let's just draw 3, 4, 5, and let's just draw 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's imagine if you are constantly giving 1, 2, and this is what it's going to look like, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You give more than what you receive. Let's give your little green one. So receiving, all right, you're only receiving 30% of the time, but you love giving. Now, This is the problem with this, and I'm going to draw it out so you can actually see it. If you are always giving somebody else, you are giving your time, you're giving your expertise, you are, the beat the willing horse kind of person. And it's a safety mechanism, you guys, but if you're over giving, what actually happens is, and I'm going to draw it here for you, if you only, because whatever you give is what you receive, right? Now, this is what they say, what you give is what you receive. But if you're constantly giving your batteries only 100%, what you might find is you're over giving. So the 70%. So let's say you're receiving 30%. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do this in red. 70%. 7 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can you see the absolute chaos? And I'm sure this is why you guys are feeling so overwhelmed and so resentful. So giving, although a beautiful trait, although a wonderful trait for a lot of us, if you could learn how to hone the energy, in other words, you give as much as you take, you give to yourself as much as you give to other people, right? So you bring this scale back into absolute balance, because you might find right now you are giving so much and your receiving part is taking a beating, right? So now you stuck in the middle here and you are getting resentful. What is happening here is you need to balance these two. So you don't want to do that, but you kind of want to get to a new point where you can balance. In other words, if I give to other people, I need to give to myself as much. If I receive from other people, I need to receive for myself as much. And this is the point where a lot of people get mistaken. They think, oh, I just need to give, or oh, I just need to receive. No, no, no. It comes with giving and receiving. Giving to others, receive and give to self as well, as much as you are giving to somebody else. Once this system comes into total balance, then your manifestations are positive and happy, and you are happy and you are smiling away, and life becomes wonderful. So the giver, the lender, the empath, you guys that are strong for everybody else, you need more motivation. You don't need more motivation, excuse me. You need your nervous system safety checked, because over time, what happens if one of these things are out of balance, you automatically go into a nervous system that feels unsafe. I should have done that in blue or red for that matter. Okay. Now, remember this, the universe doesn't speak in stress. So if you say, hey, I'm feeling stressed, I don't want more stress, what it hears is it speaks in frequency. So how does that look? Here you are, right? And you are stressing today and you're thinking, please, I can't handle it. This is really hard in my life. The universe doesn't hear this is really hard. It just, this uncomfortable frequency of really hard is what it sends out. And what goes out has to come back. So what you receive is more of that stress or stressful situations. And this is how your life turns out. Why? All because of an unsafe nervous system. So let's quickly look at the frequency field. And this is quite interesting, you guys, because if you look at, you guys know a tuning fork? Oh, here we go with our writing again. Okay, they kind of look like this. Have you ever heard or seen of these? Okay, let's just write this here. Faith and fear. Faith and fear. Okay, but back to the tuning fork first. If you have a tuning fork and you hit a tuning fork, what the one will start vibrating. You guys have seen this before, but the interesting thing is if it's near another one, it too starts vibrating. So it doesn't matter if it's vibrating faith or if it's vibrating fear, it is still vibrating. And this is actual. I want you, if you can get your hands on a tuning fork, I want you to actually try it out. The same with if you have two musical instruments in a room and you play a chord on one, the other one starts vibrating as well into the same chord, right? So if you think of your life like that, and whatever you are giving out, whatever you are feeling, whatever is going out is resonating, it's going to the universe, into the universal field, right? And it comes back and it gives you the same thing. Now, here's the interesting thing that I want to share with you today. Your manifestations with words. We think we manifesting with words. Oh, I want this, right? Oh, I'm going to be so happy when I get this thing. But actually what happening is you are communicating through that vibration, like that chord, like the tuning fork that we just spoke about now. So when you shift your internal frequency, right, your external world is going to harmonize with your internal frequency. So it's pure science meets soul. Yeah, this is really, really cool, you guys. Now I've got another interesting thing for you. Does fear exist? You got to say, yes, it exists in me. All right, but does it physically exist right now? So you can say, I have a fear of being judged. I don't want to do this thing because I have a fear somebody's going to judge me. Well, if that's the case, I want to ask you, does that fear actually exist? Well, in your mind, it does, but in reality, no. But the same with faith. Does faith, is it the same as fear? Can you see? It is the opposite side, but you get to choose which one it is. For most of us, we fall into fear all the time, and our nervous system is activated inside, and we go into a stress mode, which is that flight, fright, or freeze mode that we go into. But what we want to do is we want to start moving over to faith. You're going to say, but I don't know about faith. How can I know? Well, how do you know about fear? You don't know either. Think of your life when you thought of something so terrible and so bad, and you thought, oh, this thing is going to happen, and it never did, right? Or it happened in a much smaller scale than you actually thought that it could happen. But if you had to put as much energy into a faith system, your results are going to be absolutely, totally different. So, you guys, I was many years ago, and I didn't realize this for a long time, but many years ago, I was working as a paramedic. One day we get called out, and there's this young woman, and she is having a panic attack. And when I say panic attack, oh my goodness, like proper panic attack. And there's this little baby that she's new mummy, new baby, and she's freaking out, baby's crying, totally like just one of those scenes that like, and I felt myself instantly getting worked up as well. And I thought, no, this is not going to help anybody. And what I did was I calmed my inner self. I started breathing slower. I started telling myself, I'm safe. I started telling my everything around me. It's like I had to calm myself to be able to calm herself. That was the thinking behind it. If I calm down, she's going to calm down. Totally calm down. I went and sat next to her, and I said, oh my goodness, like I'm feeling overwhelmed too. Let me just breathe through this. Let me just breathe. And I sat and I just spoke and I just breathed. And for a second, I focused on me so that I could be able to help her. But guess what happened? Like the tuning fork, her breathing slowed down, and so did the baby's. Now, I didn't think about this until years and years and years later. But isn't it amazing that when we focus with our minds into a specific section, right, we can actually calm ourselves down. So how many times has your mind gone racing and you brought it down and you took it somewhere else where it's actually worked? You went, no, 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 that doesn't exist. Let me breathe through this. All is good. Okay, now imagine this. Let's quickly look Step 2. So that was step 1, right? The frequency field. So I want you to think of the frequency field. Step 2 is the clarity code. So now we have to become really, really clear, because if you're not clear in your manifestation, guys, you are going to get the craziest results back. I phoned my friend the other day and I said, we have to be careful what we manifest, right? And I had a silly something that I was manifesting. And anyway, I wasn't very clear on it. And the next thing, it was like a field of mice that just came for me in all directions. I was like, okay, hold on a second, let me clear this up a little bit. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about this. If you had a GPS and you put a destination in your car and you said, I want to go somewhere nice, just somewhere nice. The GPS is going to sit there and go, okay, where would you like to go? And you go, somewhere nice. And he's going to say, okay, but where? And that's how life works. And for most of us, that's what we do. Oh, I just want more money. It's like saying, I want to go somewhere nice. Why do you want the money? What are you going to do with the money? You know, like draw out the budget, do the thing that you need to do. That I want you to really become crystal clear on your manifestation. So number 1 is I want you to ask yourself, what do I want? And really ask yourself, what do I want? And be so crystal clear in what you want. Like, not I just want money. How much money? By when? When do you want this money? What are you going to use it for? That kind of clarity. And number 2, why do I want it? Like, what am I going to do with it? Do the budget if you wanted to. And number 3, and this most probably the most important one, is I want you to ask, who am I when it is already mine? So if you can close your eyes and ask yourself, who am I when it's already mine? You are going to collapse confusion with clarity. And that is where you want to go. So the universe doesn't respond with mixed signals, right? But only to conviction. So decide and declare it. That's what you want to do. Now, I want you to imagine financial freedom, reframe the bubble, okay? It's safe for me to rest while abundance flows. And I just want you to feel into this for a second. Financial freedom equals, okay, it's safe to me to rest while abundance flows. How does it feel in your body? Make it simpler. It's safe for me to rest and abundance come to me. In other words, when I'm resting and sleeping, money's going to come to me. How does it feel? Does it feel tight? Does it feel funny? Does it feel like, oh, I don't know about this, right? What I want you to do here is I want you to become crystal clear. What does it feel like? I want you to start reframing it. We're going to come to the feeling and what to do with it in a second. So step 3, what I want you to do is I want you to look at your emotional alchemy. So what is this? And a lot of people say emotional alchemy, and you think, oh my goodness, these words are hectic. Imagine this. An ocean wave is an emotion. Imagine the wave is the emotion, all right? And imagine your hand skipping across the wave, okay? Golden light that follows. So you don't fight an emotion, you surf it. But when fear arises, what I want you to do is I don't want you to shut it down. I want you to start breathing through this. So let's for a second go back to my trusted little whiteboard. Yeah. And we're going to draw into what we're explaining. Imagine this, and you guys will be quite good with this, okay? Imagine you're at school. Take yourself back to school. And there was your teacher, and she was giving you a lesson. She's got very long hair, all right? And she's doing this, and there's all these kids who's listening to her. And they today are making a big racket, right? They are naughty today. They are, half of the class is noisy, half of them are gossiping, half of them are fearing the teacher because they just always in trouble because the one forgot to do his homework and he's silently sitting there freaking out going, oh, it's not, something's up. But I want you to notice on what does the teacher do? What does she do? in this moment? Does she sit there and does she scream at them and say, you guys are naughty, right? Or what does she do in a class situation? The first thing is she needs to take control. Okay, she needs to take control of this situation. And before, if she doesn't take control, would she be able to get the message across? So I want to ask you for the second is how do you take control? So in her case, she might get everybody to just shush, sit down, breathe, everybody be quiet. She takes control of the situation. And this is your number one. Take control. So when your mind starts racing, when you start fearing something, when you think I can't, when you think, oh, I'm not good enough, take control in the moment. Be the teacher that's taking control of all the little kids in your brain, that every single one of them has a little voice. Right. Now, the second one that I want you to think about is create an action, all right, that's going to calm you down. So this is what she's doing, right? She's calming them down. So for you, it might be a box breath. Do you know that? So how it is, you breathe in for 4 seconds, okay? You hold for 4 seconds. You breathe out for 4 seconds. You hold for 4 seconds, all right? And you do that 4 times. Okay, so when you breathe through it, okay, your body, your nervous system, the thing that was giving us grief earlier, that starts calming down. This is very necessary for people who battle with their nervous systems and is not doing the work. So you could do breath work. You can start introducing meditation, prayer, long walks in nature, breathing silently, just closing your eyes and listening to your breath, whatever it is, but you need to calm your nervous system. You need to recalibrate the frequency. All right, and now the last thing that I want you to do is go back here and I want you to give it a new statement. In other words, teacher has now said to the kids, hey, you guys, breathe, calm down. And she goes back to the board and she gives a new statement because she wants them to learn something. And this is what you're going to be doing right now to yourself. So you take control when the thoughts come. Number 2, you're going to take an action like calm down, right? Calm it down. So you need to first take control of your mind, calm down, sort out the nervous system, breathe, meditate, pray, walk, stand, ground, journal, whatever it is, but calm the nervous system. For most people, they skip over this part and they just go, oh no, I don't like this feeling, right? So I'm just going to push it away and I'm just going to go straight to the new thought. And that is why your manifestation hasn't been working, because your nervous system has been activated. So what you want to do right now is you want to go back to being that teacher who's taking control and now giving their kids something new to learn. Now you can say something like, I am safe right now. It must be something that you do feel you're safe right now. Yes, I'm actually safe right now. I mean, that's in my mind, but I'm actually safe right now. So guys, I hope this is working for you, because we still got 2-3 more steps to go. But this is a full workshop for you on how to really cement in your manifestations. So what I want to do now is we're going to look at step 4. And this is we're going to release, okay, your resistance. We're going to release. Okay. So releasing the resistance is another thing. And this part is many of our givers and pleasers especially can be very controlling in their own way. And this came from childhood programming. It's okay. It's okay. It is, you had to keep yourself safe and you had to control certain situations to feel safe. In other words, if I didn't want my mom and dad to fight, I had to show up to be the good girl, and I had to do this and I had to do that and make sure my brothers and sisters stuff was done. And I used to give the giver and pleaser so that they could like accept or like or whatever your mind did in that time. Remember, that was your child mind. So we can rationalize it as an adult, but your child mind is still activated from that. So what we want to do now is we want to release some of that control. And you'll find that when you're manifesting, what you're doing is you're actually it's like you're forcing your manifestation must come this way, like it has to be like this, and this job has to do it like that. Or like I instead of just saying I need X sum of money and this is what I'm going to use it for and this is how, and I'm going to imagine having it and feeling it and feel safe in the moment, my brain's going on overdrive. It's going like, how will it get you, what will I do about it, when is it going to come, right? And then it's like, oh, it can come through this job or this or this, or maybe if I play a lotto, something like it, come through 4 paths, right? So what it's doing is you're becoming very controlling. Now what we're doing is we want to release that resistance. So think of it like this. If I had a seed, okay, I planted a seed today like a farmer, and I put it in the ground, all right, and I came and I gave it a little bit of water every day, all right, and in a day's time or a couple of days' time, the seed started having a few roots along the way, okay, but now here I come here and I'm controlling it. In other words, must be my way and I need to check where is it, what's happening, why is it not coming, right? What I'm doing is I'm actually going in, I'm taking it out and I'm like, oh, okay, nothing's happened, and I'm replanting it again. All right, now the whole seeding process has to start all over again, and it has to start growing some roots again and eventually a stem. And every day if I go in and I have to redo it over and over, right? So you are not going to eventually have the beautiful flower that came from here because you never allowed it time to grow and in its own way. Now, nature is amazing. The flower's gonna grow, the seed is gonna grow, everything's gonna be good, but we want to come and do our thing. We want to come in and we want to make sure that we are checking that it's happening the way we want it. You know what I'm talking about? Because I know. Okay, but I want to tell you something. Stop digging up what you've planted. It took me a long time to learn this, you guys. Control is fear in disguise. I'm going to say that again. And I'm going to write it down for you because this is that important. Control is fear. Can you hear this? Can you feel it? Hey guys, control is fear in disguise. Okay, so when you keep checking if it's working, you're uprooting your manifestation. Guys, you need to lean into trust. This is where that trust versus fear came in. Either way, trust and fear doesn't exist right now. You might as well choose faith. Sorry, not trust, faith. Might as well start trusting in faith rather than fear, because that's how it's going to happen. So this is important. You need to release the resistance to how you want it to come. Think of it like this, and one of the very good tools I use when I feel like, oh, I'm controlling, right, is I go in and I say, write down 50, and it's crazy, right? 50 ways that my manifestation can come to me. And by 10, I'm nothing makes sense anymore. I don't even know. But I will force myself, even if it takes 2 weeks, to think of 50 ways that this could come to me so that I am not controlling as much. If you are a person has to do it your way, the books have to be packed this way, and I'm like that. Guys, I'm Virgo, us, it's very organized. I'm like that. I have to stop myself from doing that sometimes because find myself, I'm extremely my way driven, that I have to say to somebody else, no, you can do it your way. I have to tell my kids constantly, no, if you don't like to do it that way, you can do it your way. And that's also part of a learning path. So I want you to go in and just feel, because if you are feeling unsafe, you're going to want to control, right? I want you to stop controlling. I want you to start relaxing. I want you to start breathing. Okay, so now oh goodness, guys, this is good, isn't this? Right, step 6. I want you to embody, okay? And I want you to start expecting. Okay, so there's 2 things here. We have desire and we have identity. And if you merge these 2, all right, you get your manifestation. And why I say that is the following. If you are constantly thinking manifestation is going to come to me one day, manifestation doesn't work that way. Manifestation, how it works is you receive who you are being. In other words, you manifest from your identity. So if you manifesting like I have to give to be liked, or I have to control so that I feel safe, right? What's happening now is that is your identity, and you are going to manifest from that identity. What you want to be doing now is start embodying the identity of somebody that is safe. That is your work. Manifest that part rather than all the external things in the beginning. So you need to start embodying all of this. You need to transition to the highest version of yourself. Somebody who's not overgiving, somebody who's not pleasing, somebody who can draw beautiful boundaries for me and for you. If I give to you, I give to me. If I invest time in you, I invest time in myself as well. And for us, givers and pleasers, those kind of people, we would often fall in love with a person who's the opposite, the avoidant kind of person. That's okay, because it's, we're finding the balance. You have to have two polar opposites to find balance in life, but that's okay. But what your job here is to become the final step of who you were meant to be in the first place. So who is the person who is not controlling? Who's the person who manifests where manifestation is easy? Who's the person where life is easy? And what's their voice like? What's their posture like? What's their energy like? And start living that today. So you're not trying to be it, you are it right now. You see, can you feel your nervous system instantly relaxing? Although it's like wandering in your head, like how, where, what? You starting to relax. Your body is starting to relax. So try this out for a moment. Put your hand on your heart or your chest and say this. It's safe for me to receive. Okay, feel it. Now what I want you to do is breathe and breathe out. And I want you to feel what it feels like to have that safety for you to receive. Feel being safe, right? So most people focus on the receiving. I want you to feel on the safety of receiving. Can you feel it? That's a big difference. Oh, you guys, we're doing so good, yeah. So the last one. You guys want the last one? Okay, let's have a look. Gotta put this on the board again. Let's bring this together. Okay, we need to do 6 things. All right. First one, let's go over it. Safety. Paramedics have an awesome thing. And you might have heard it if you've ever done a first aid course. It says SABC, right? It looks like this, SABC. Safety, airway, breathing, circulation. Gosh, this works for you guys too. Safety. Your nervous system has to be safe. Okay, airway. Make sure you got an open airway. Breathe, people. Calm your nervous system. get your circulation to calm down with you. If your pulse rate is up, you are not safe, you guys. So it even works in this context. Be the paramedic like me, right? Is you want to have safety. Number 2 that we spoke about today was clarity. You want absolute knowing of what you want. If your mind is one moment, I want this, the next moment that, or it's like, oh, I need this amount of money. Oh, maybe I could do with like half of that. I'm sure if I worked it out, half of it, yeah, I could make it work. Do you see? And no, I know I can do this. Uh, can you see what's happening inside? All right, I need you to become totally clear on what you want and stick to it. Stick to what you want. No more up and downing. No more one day I want a salad and the next day I want a steak. No, choose what you want and stick with it until the manifestation's done. Number 3 is your emotions need to be calm. Your emotions, if you find that something happens and you have a reaction every time that something happens, somebody says to you, um, oh, your partner is going to be late, and instantly your emotions are over the place, or somebody phones you, or better yet, they text you, and because you can't read emotion in text, right, instantly you just go to the worst case scenario. If you are emotionally all over the place, I need you to calm that part down. This is especially for you. How you react to things is how things come from back to you. So if you're reacting, if somebody phones you and says, hey, Claire, and whatever they say, and instantly you react because you didn't breathe, you didn't think about it, you didn't calm down, you went straight into your nervous system, right? You didn't allow for the process for you to become safe first. I need for you to start thinking about becoming safe first. So not emotion first, safety first, right? Remember, right in the beginning, calm your nervous system. Then you can carry on. The next part that we're going to look at is you want to surrender. So that's that control that we spoke about. If that control is all over the place and you want it your way, I would seriously go and sit and look at this. Go and write down your list of 50 things that you want to do. Now only you can go and take action. Because a lot of people, and this is another thing that I want to speak about, right? Action for a lot of people, especially the avoider, I don't want to work through the stuff. I'm just going to take the action. I'm going to work 24/7. I'm going to do, and I'm going to pile more stuff on people. And it's just anything so that I don't focus on that side of it. I want you guys to start thinking about this. You want to really start taking action only when you have safety, only when you have clarity, only when you're not reacting from emotion, you're calming your nervous system first. Once those are in alignment, now and you're surrendering. Of course, you're surrendering. You're allowing it. You're not holding onto it like this. Now you can take the action. So now you get the idea. Oh, phone this person, but I'm calm. So don't go and phone the person when you're all nervous and you like, oh, then you've done it backwards, right? You need to calm it first. Then what you want to do is take the action. Now you go and phone. Once you calm and you embody the last one is embodiment. Okay. Now what you're going to do is you embody it, you feel it, you work into it, you allow it to become you. So when your body is safe, your energy becomes magical, guys. Peace isn't passive, it's power in motion. I'm going to say that again. Peace isn't passive, okay? It's power in motion. You need to take this in. Let it sink into your nervous system right now. So from now on, before you visualize, I want you to whisper, I'm safe. I'm safe right now. And I want you to see how your life is going to respond differently. Let me just take this whiteboard off. I keep forgetting it's on here. So we've spoken a lot about the manifester, and how you could really go on in life and start manifesting from a nervous system that feels safe. Your manifestations will change instantly if you follow it. Yeah, it might mean that you have to think about things differently, but think about the teacher, right? She took control. She got them to calm down. She redirected them back to what she wanted. Okay, that's what you are doing for yourself every single day. I know this is going to help you because it helped me. That's how I know it's going to help you. So I'm not even going to say, I hope it's going to help you. No, if you embody this, if you actually do it, and here's the thing, how you do anything is how you do everything. If you just go, yeah, I'm going to do it, I'm going to try it, stop trying. No more trying. Trying, you've given yourself a way out. Don't do that. Is just start doing it. Start working on it. And if you forget today, don't beat yourself up. Say, okay, and then do it tomorrow. Manifestation is easy once you allow these things and once you calm your nervous system. So with that, we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.